Hi, this is Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and today I'm here to share this pretty Perennials card with you. For today's card, we're going to use the Pretty Perennials stamp set. You can find this in the January to June Stampin' Up! Mini Catalog or in my Stampin' Up! Store. There's a link in the description below. I'm using Rococo Rose ink and the first part of my sentiment, and I'm just setting it on there, and then let's do that one more time. That looks better. And my strip looks like it's straight, and let's see if I've got that down straight. Okay, and then let's close up this ink and set that aside. And I've got another piece of basic white here and the happy stamp. I'm going to rub my cardstock with my embossing buddy. That cuts down on the static. And today's bound to be a staticky day here, or at least high humidity with the rain. Got my stamp upside down, not that that will make any difference in the long run. And then I'm just going to take my finger while I hold the block steady and rub all over to make sure it's all head contact. Let me grab my piece of scrap paper here and my silver Stampin' Emboss powder, and I'm going to sprinkle on. Make sure I get it well coated, and then let's carefully take my finger here and get that little crumb off. Now I'm going to take this away and heat it, and I'll be right back. Okay, with our happy heat set with the heat tool, it's nice and shiny with that silver Stampin' Emboss powder, and then I'm going to take my paper snips and cut around the shape of my word, but I'm going to cut it loose from this larger piece. I like to work with a smaller piece of cardstock. Now you could cut this just in a straight line around here, or you could choose to cut it out with a die instead, if you prefer not to use your paper snips. And we're almost done. And then I'm going to come back in here and clean this up just a little bit. Okay, so there's our happy. And then we're going to cut You Make Me down a little bit. And this one we are just going to do straight cuts. And I'm just using the letters as my guide. Okay. And I'm coming straight across the bottom, and I'm just leaving small borders on this. Now this one I think I'm a little not straight. No, actually that's pretty good. So let's take these little scraps out of the way. And we're just about finished with the card, believe it or not. So let's start and get our layers put on our card. I'm using a thick basic white base that is 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. And then I've got 3 pieces of the True Love Specialty Designer paper. This piece in the Blushing Bride is 4 by 2 3/4. This piece in the Rococo Rose is 3/4 by 4 and the Sahara sand piece is 4 by 2.5. So let me grab my multi-purpose glue, and we're going to start by putting down the piece of Blushing Bride. And if I didn't say, this is the True Love specialty designer paper, and it is in the January to June mini catalog or in my store. And I love the foiling on these pieces. And then we're going to use this Rococo Rose piece, kind of like we would use a bit of ribbon to create a transition line. So there is plenty there so that you can do the overlap. And then our Sahara sand. And now the trick to layering these is to make sure that you've got your 3 borders up here even when you start at the top. And then this last piece, you're doing the same thing. You're checking your 2 sides and the bottom, and then the rest of it kind of takes care of itself. Okay, so that's down. And then I've got a piece of the True Love foil in the Rococo Rose, and I have cut it with one of the Tasteful Labels dies. I don't know if you can see the embossed edge that die leaves, but it's a fun little detail on the side. Now we want to make sure that we give this plenty of support with dimensionals. Okay, and I'm just going to lay this in place to begin with. And before I put on the sentiment pieces, I want to get my ribbon accent taken care of. So I'm using some of the Blushing Bride twine that's in the Snail Mail combo, and also the Rococo Rose scalloped linen ribbon. And I'm just going to cut a piece of this off. And what I really want are these scallops on the edge. Okay, and then I'm going to tie my bow. I think I want a longer tail than that. I can always shorten the tails, but you know, once you've tied the bow, you can't make those tails any longer. And then let's sort of get that all the way. And let me bring my take your pick here and open up my loop. I got carried away and closed it too fast. Though it would be easy just to untie this, but I'm hoping just to take this and stick it through. May want to grab my tweezers for that. Okay, so let's put the tweezers inside my loop here. And take my piece of scalloped linen, maybe grab both of them and pull them both through at the same time. Being much more fiddly with this than I normally am. There we go. Okay, so pull these through. Push them through. There we go. Oh my. Well, I've just managed to make that look so much harder than it really is. So let's tighten this together and make this a little shorter. And I want to shorten these 2 little guys. Let's give them a little angle at both ends without cutting the twine. And then let's cut this little bit of twine down here and sweep some of this mess out of the way. And then I want to add a couple more little loops of this. And these, I'm just going to do that quick little faux bow that I like to add. Okay. And if you didn't quite get the faux bow, it's okay. I've got I'm going to call it slow motion video for that so that you can follow along. Now, let's add a glue dot to the back of this, and we are ready now. So let's put this in place and grab all of our backing pieces off. We had a tag along here with our dimensionals, and I'm just going to pull that loose. And the card is mostly straight, and put this down, and then let's tuck our faux bow piece here, and then let's grab another one of these glue dots and put on the back of this one, and we'll just layer this up and then pull all of these pieces so they're kind of floofed around. Okay, now let's add some dimensionals to the back of our happy. And I think I need a couple of mini dimensionals. I'm just going to set this down one moment, and we're going to add some mini dimensionals on the back of this piece. And then let me check which is the beginning. Okay, so on the beginning, I need to do a double stack of dimensionals because it's going to hang off of our die cut piece. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Pull our backings off. Okay, and then we just need our embellishments. Okay, and for our embellishments, we're going to use some of the elegant faceted gems. And we're using this one that's in the middle of the pack. And just add those 3 little bits of bling. And then let's take our scissors and trim this just a little more. I do want it long, but this is too long. Okay, and there's our pretty Perennials card using the True Love specialty paper from the January to June mini catalog. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like to be notified the next time I upload a video. And if you're in the U.S., please do some of your shopping for Stampin' Up! Products in my store. Have a great day. Bye.